Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort in Marina on Lake Taneycomo. Going to do one cast today. Let me readjust the boat just a tad. And raise my back motor. It is Thursday the 28th, I believe. I don't know. Oh, that's Thursday. Yeah, 28th. They're not running any water this morning. And I am up just above the Narrows where I like to come, because it's nice and flat here. It's pretty shallow. I'm in a little less than 2 foot of water, and I'm going to be throwing a sculpin. It's got the lead eyes and everything. I've got a temple fork. This is an old style, the TI CRX 6 weight, 9 foot 4 piece. And my trolling motor is now in the gravel. The fly has lead eyes, so it sinks. It's supposed to look like a sculpin. I used it yesterday before we took the camera on and caught 2, missed 2. Then they brought the water up to the point where it didn't work where I was, and ended up not doing any good on it at all after that. So now with the water off, I'm going to see if it's going to work. We'll see. I like these conditions. It's a little windy in places on the lake. Right here it's not too bad. I saw that we are under a wind advisory. Okay, we get it out there. I'm going to try to keep my boat in the right position. Now this fly, like a sculpin, should be laying on the bottom, and when I strip it, it should be coming off the bottom a little bit. There he is. Hallelujah. Kind of like what a sculpin does. You want to strip it short and then let it sit, because these sculpin, that's kind of how they move. They sit still a lot, and then when they move, they'll move just a little bit and they'll sit right back down. Decent rainbow, about 15 inches. Of course, the fish that are going to hit this normally are fish that have eaten sculpins before. Turn my bilge off. That was cool. It worked. I was going to say that sometimes when we do one cast, we come out and we experiment a little bit just to see what maybe they'll hit, maybe they're not, and then we go from there. In this case, I wanted to just try it first, and I was going to fish this for about 15-20 minutes. Ooh, that was a big fish. We're going to have to throw over there. I've seen browns up here in this shallow water last week when I was fishing. You remember I said I saw one moving around. I was fishing a scud and I thought I had him, but he never hit. And I caught a little one instead. The bite on this is a little tricky because they can pick it up when it's just sitting there. So you've got to watch your line. Leonard Keeney kind of showed us that. He's kind of an expert at this. But all of this water that I'm fishing is probably less than 3 feet deep, which is ideal for this. You really don't want to use a sink tip. I think a sink tip would keep it on the bottom too much. It's designed to ride with the hook up, so it won't just rake the bottom and pick up a bunch of algae. And then also you can, if you can see out there, which I'm sitting above the water pretty good, so I can see down in there, I can pretty much guess where that fly is. And if I see a turn or a flash or something out there where a fish has gone down, turned sideways to pick that thing up, I'm gonna set the hook, whether I see or feel anything or not. I don't like being by that cleat. You want to hold your rod tip right on the surface of the water, because that's where you normally want to keep it anyhow, regardless of what you're fishing. I think that was number 300. Oh, I just missed one. I think that, oh, I see him too. It's a big old fish. Might be a brown. Let's see if he'll hit it. I saw him go that way. He's headed towards where I just casted. Let's see if I can get him. That was a big fish. He didn't get stuck with a hook, so he shouldn't be too scared of it. That was big. He was, if it was a brown, doesn't make a difference. He looked really thick, like a brown, a big male brown, probably about 10 pounds. He was big. And I'm sure that's, he's the one that hit that, I think, because he was right there where that fly was and kind of moved quick after I missed him. Seemed like he was still looking for that fly after I pulled it out of his mouth. Big fish. There you go. Another rainbow about the same size. I'm using 4X tippet, or 6-pound tippet, so I can put quite a bit of pressure on it. You can actually use, I think Leonard said that he uses 8-pound. He's not as big as the first one I got. That's another male rainbow though. I'm not moving, my trolling motor's on the bottom. I do like to stand up above the water though and do it. I felt him when I stripped, it got heavy, so you don't want to set the hook real hard on these. You just want to lift the rod quickly. And if he does hit it on the strip, a lot of times you can strip set it or hit it like that and just go a little harder and faster, and that's a strip set. I think it would be really fun to come out here and experiment and fish this in deeper water. If you fished it in 4 to 5 foot of water, you'd have to maybe put a short, light sink tip, because you want a portion of your line to float. Like right now, I've got about 12, 14 foot of a leader off my fly line. My fly line's still floating, but I've got all that leader that's underneath the water. And it's allowing that sculpin to stay close to the bottom when I'm stripping it and not hop off the bottom too far. But if you're in deeper water, your line would be more of an angle down to the fly, like this, and it would tend just to hop off the bottom and sink back down. I don't think that's what you want. Just missed one. Missed one. I like to move around a little bit. Okay, what's going on here? That's not good. I'm going to move after I get done with this strip, this cast. This is kind of like fishing a jerkbait. Probably not going to get as many bites. I think you got a lot better chance. Oh, that was the bottom. A lot better chance catching a. Golly. Nailed it. Let's see if he hits it again. That was really close to the boat, and he nailed it. It felt like a small fish hitting it. Take your time, get it out there. No. Sorry. Blakey, calling back. He knows I was going to do one cast. So I'm losing my chop. But I can see down in the water a lot better now. Okay. Still in fairly shallow water up there. Okay. You can probably do this all up and down the lake here. You could do it on the flats behind, back here on the Narrows flats, I think. Should be able to. Recast. Oh. Supposed to rain off and on all day today, but I don't think it's, I don't think we're going to get any accumulation. I think we've got an inch so far. I keep getting movement. The line's taking off. There's only one other boat up here. What is going on? It's like they're picking it up, but see my line start to go out when I'm stopped stripping? Might be a little current. I think that's it. There's just a little bit of current. That's the neat thing about this is I really do believe you got a good chance for big fish. You really have to take your time and go slow. I hope rain's not getting on that lens. I hate that. That's not too bad. All right, I'm 20 minutes in, so I'm gonna wrap this up here in a second. I still want to go down and fish jig and float. Uh-oh. I thought I saw a wake out there. I guess not. You see a wake in this kind of water, it could be a real big fish. Come on. Yesterday, when I was catching fish, on one of the casts I made, he picked it up like twice. In other words, I got 2 hits, same cast, and finally I hooked him on the 3rd pickup. So that's why when I get a hit or see a fish, I'll throw it right back at the same spot, because if he's not spooked and he thinks that sculpin, nice fish, he thinks that sculpin has shot away from him, he could be still looking for it. You throw it right back in there and he might be like, oh yeah. I thought this was a brown at first because he was real yellow, but it's a rainbow. I can put quite a bit of pressure on him because I've got 6X on here. Hook may pull out, but I don't think it's not going to break the line. Oh, that was a nice one. He's probably 19, male. Oh, that hurt. Well, the hook's not bent. They got sturdy hooks on them. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna keep fishing this. And we just might have a long one cast. That was a good fish. I caught him pretty close to the boat too. Phooey, get the net. Net's right there. I fish it kind of the same way I do jigs. I can bring him right up, grab the jig, and shake him off. But he flipped off it just before I had the fly in my hand. Phooey. He picked it up and it was a good solid take. But it's really cool because Taneycomo has never been a big streamer fishery. Except at night. This way you can go out and you strip streamers during the day. Catch fish. That's cool. And I'm sure you can do this up below the dam, but doing it down here, you got the whole place to yourself, and you can work new water every day, all day, that these fish have never seen a sculpin fly, at least in this area of the lake. I remember a couple of years ago, a guy went into the Narrows in the channel one morning and was stripping a sculpin and caught some really nice fish. I think he caught a couple big browns. Boy, I'd like to get one of those browns over here. I'm stripping it. Gosh, almost 20 feet from the boat. I'm stripping it all the way in because that last fish hit within 30 feet of the boat. Maybe 20 feet. Starting to blow my line. Throwing it out about 40, 45, maybe 50 feet. You don't want to get out there too far. And to throw a fly this heavy, you really do need at least a 6 weight. 5 weight, you could do it. And Blake was doing it yesterday. But you're asking a 5 weight to do quite a bit that's really not built to do. And I think you'd lose a lot of hook setting power using a smaller weight rod. He's not as big as the last one. I'll take him. Bigger than the first two. they're good and strong. Nothing wrong with the oxygen today. That wind's coming from that way, so it's not getting water on my lens, which is nice. Oh, come on! All the better fish are getting off. See, that's what that looks like when it's wet. That's a number 8, I believe. Should be using a 6. I know we have 8s and 6s in the shop. Huh. Ooh. Just hope I don't catch a real big one and lose it because of the hook size. And I assume that's the only, because I got a good hook set on that one. I think I'd like to move out in deeper water. I'm sure. Probably not the best thing for a trolling motor to go through gravel, but I'd try trolling a sculpin. See what happens. Okay. That is really loud. That is the Titanic telling everybody it's noon. Usually you can't hear it like that. The wind must be coming directly from that direction. Oh, just gotta pick up. Okay, I'm gonna hit the spot lock because I don't want to move around. I'm sitting in about 2 foot of water now. I'm pretty sure I'm fishing deeper water. Not too deep though. Because it is interesting that small rainbows are not bothering this fly. Like I'm not getting a bunch of short strikes. Cut that off. Hit that one hard, but it's not very big. I'm sure I'll land him since he's small. About 14, 15 like the other. Get the first two. Just like a jig. Cool. Oop, had a touch. Had a touch. I'd like to control the back of the boat a little better. There we go. Start to rain. I'm going to do one more cast, and I'm going to call it. I don't want to get my stuff wet like I did yesterday. Oh, I just missed one. Can't end on a miss. Ooh, terrible weight on it. There we go. This does kind of get your back a little bit. Think about standing up straight. Stretch out your lower back a little bit. I think I've got something chasing mine because I think I just had a hit. Come on. Okay. I think I'm gonna quit. No, I'm not. Big fish just did something right there. I'm gonna throw at him. Never mind. Come on. You're trying to eat a little insect. Make that big a splash. How come you don't eat a little fish instead? It's not fooling him. Okay. I'm done. That was fun. Thanks for watching. We will... Ooh, what's that? Probably nothing. Sorry. I get distracted. Just discoloration in the rocks, I think. Thought it was a big fish. We'll see you tomorrow.